morning. So I just gave my daughter a little crash course in finance. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to y'all. Okay. So we're going to go over at least three different things that are super important in finance. Okay. What's the one I want to do first? Okay. Before I get into this, make sure that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, make sure that you check out stylesbynicole.org. Link is in my bio. And you can check out all of my amazing moist organic oil products, Slushies Apparel Co., my books. You can make a hair appointment. I wear many hats. Okay. But anywho, let's get on into my little mini finance seminar. So we've all heard of investing. We've all heard of life insurance. We've all heard of retirement. Okay. All these are super important, essential, vital things to the longevity of our money, to the longevity of us. Okay. So the first financial vehicle, because finances, I definitely consider it like a vehicle. Okay, something that can get you from point A to point B. Something that can take you from poor to rich, or I'm doing I to I'm doing excellent. Okay. From I'm 20 years old, which I'm not, all the way to retirement and I'm 65 or 70 and have $1 million, okay? Or $2 million or more. All right, so first financial vehicle that we're going to talk about is savings accounts. Saving account is good to have because you need to have an emergency fund. You need to have liquid cash. You need to have money that's easily accessible, that you don't have to go through any extra steps to get if something was to happen. Okay? You need something separate from your regular checking account, because your regular checking account is where you're constantly making deposits and having deductions or debits taking out of it. Okay? So you don't want to have to deal with that, because for what? That's extra shit. Okay? So all you want to have to do is, I need some money, I'm gonna go get it, fix my car, do something, if it's something that's, not a huge, like getting your house done or something like that. Some people might have, 30 and 40,000 in their savings account. Do I recommend it? Not exactly, but depending on what type of emergencies you may have arise, that might be really good. Savings accounts, you definitely want at least 2,000 to 5,000 in there. 10 to 15 is amazing, great number. Okay. Because most emergencies that you're going to have are not going to be over 5,000. Even getting your car fixed. If you get your car fixed and it's well over $5,000, it might just be time for another car, depending on what kind of car you got. Okay. So savings accounts, number one. You want to make sure you have some sort of savings, because it gives you liquidity. You can access it right then and there. If some emergency arises, you don't have to worry about any weird shit trying to get your money. Okay? That's number one thing that you need to have if you're trying to be financially free and not bound and not panicking and not looking crazy if some shit happened. Okay? That's number one. Number two, you need to have life insurance. There's two types of life insurance. You have term life and you have whole life. Okay? It's really only two. Term life is when you have 20 years or 30 years, a term period of time that you're putting money into a policy, right? And after that 20 years or 30 years is up, if you ain't dead, you have to extend or add on time to the policy. So whatever monies that you have put into said policy, that's gone. Okay? It's good that you had it for that time period. So of course, if it needs to be used, something happened to you. Let's say you had a 20-year policy and you just renewed it and you kicked the bucket at year 25. Well, you've been established. There's no foul play. Whoever's supposed to get the money, your beneficiary, is going to get the money that they're supposed to get. Okay? So with the term life, normally you're not receiving any cash value off of it. You can't borrow any money from it. You can't take a second mortgage out on your house with this money. You can't do none of that. Okay? It's just money that's chilling there for you in the event of your death during this term period of time. Term life is cool to have when you're young, and if you're not making a ton of money and you're trying to just have some sort of coverage for the just in case, because people die young too. If you're trying to have some money for the just in case, but you also need to free up your other income for you to do this next financial vehicle that I'm about to tell you about. Okay? So right now, for example, I have a couple of different term life policies. One of them is a policy that's $500,000. I believe it's a 20 or 30 year. I'll have to look at my paperwork. But anyway, it ain't up right now. Okay, so something happened to me. Both of my children get $250,000. Awesome. Excellent. The whole reason for me giving them this, though, is because I would like for them to be able to start this next financial vehicle real easily and max it out. Already have their maximum contributions for a while to this next one. Okay? So we've covered savings accounts and why they're important, term life insurance and why it's important. And I'm about to talk to you about another financial vehicle after I go over the second one, which was whole life. Now, whole life insurance, that covers your whole entire life. It's more expensive than term life because of the fact that it covers your whole entire life. And also because of the fact that it builds cash value. So the money that you're putting into a whole life policy, guess what? You can get some of that shit out of there. So let's say if you need some money to do something to your home, or you need some money for your business that you're not able to get in a business loan for whatever reason, or you need some money in order to do whatever it is that you're trying to do. People need money for all types of things, okay? So as you get older, time goes on, and it's something called amortization. It's compounding. That money is continuing to build, so every time that you're putting money into this whole life insurance policy, this pot of money is building and building and building, okay? And of course, with whole life, after a certain period of time, you don't have to keep paying, and the money continues to build, okay? Now, didn't do this disclaimer in the beginning. I'm gonna do it now. I am not a financial advisor. I just know a lot of financial shit because I have a financial advisor. I talk to people that are financial advisors. I talk to people who know about money, and I educate myself all the time, whether it be books, Google, YouTube videos, seminars, whatever. I make sure that I'm always educating myself. So you need to do the same. If anything that I've said in this piqued your interest, or you realize, I'm not doing this, I don't have a savings account, I don't have an emergency fund, what the fuck is life insurance? Please, please, please get with a financial advisor. Talk to, my financial advisor is with Northwestern Mutual, but there are many other companies out there that can help you and assist you with explaining and breaking down what all of these different things mean. I think Northwestern Mutual was super thorough, just a little partial, to them, but, State Farm even has this planning. Most of their life insurance companies are also finance companies that give you this information, or they can at least give you information on the sector of information that you're looking for. Okay, so here goes. All right, the last thing after the savings account, term life insurance, and whole life, okay, the last financial vehicle that I'm gonna shed light on is the IRA, the individual retirement account. Okay, so there's the Roth IRA, which is not taxed, and then there's a traditional IRA, which is taxed. Okay, so if you are going to use a Roth IRA, which is amazing, you can literally put money in there for a small period of time and stop, just like with the whole life insurance policy, and have $1 million. Literally, you could wait until you're 30. I don't recommend it, but even if you're 30 and you contribute to that until you're 70, $200 and something thousand, okay, you can have 1.1, almost $1.2 million in there. Okay, and this is just by contributing the maximum annual amount. So an IRA is an individual retirement account where you contribute up to $5,500 into this account, right? You can contribute that much every single year. Okay, if you contribute $5,500 every single year for 40 years, that is a grand total of $220,000. Okay, at the end of that 40-year period, your rate of return of, I believe, 7%, let's say, it's about average. With that rate of return, you will have gotten 1.1, almost $1.2 million for you to retire off of. Amazing, right? Absolutely. Okay, so instead of you only saving $200,000, which that's cute, okay, that's a little money, you actually have over $1 million. Now that is money that can last you for a super long time. That is money that you can really build wealth with. That is money that, okay, I got $1 million. Let me go buy this building over here. I got $1 million. Let me go buy up a little of this land that's over here. And then you can make that be millions of dollars. Okay, that's how a lot of people that are older are still making money even into their old age, because they have saved and set aside these coins, and then when they get old, they can still let their money work for them instead of them working for the money. Okay, you can go on to bankrate.com and scroll down to the bottom where it says all calculators, or use all calculators, or see all calculators, I believe, and it'll calculate different financial vehicles for you. So if you click on see all the calculators, then you'll see where it says traditional IRA, Roth IRA, and you literally could just plug and play with the numbers and see what you come up with. That's a great tool. So bankrate.com. Make sure that you go to that. I'm going to put that link in the description box for you as well. So those financial vehicles that we just talked about were savings account, life insurance, and retirement. So I hope you learned something today. I kind of go all over the place sometimes when I talk, so I apologize for that. If you missed something, if you're not sure, didn't hear something, please make sure just, like, subscribe, and rewind and listen to it again. And if you really want some in-depth information about these topics, and you really are serious about your finances, and you're really trying to take yourself from point A to point B and get on these vehicles of finance, get yourself a financial advisor. A lot of times their service is free, and even if it's not free, it's really minor and minuscule compared to what you will have to experience in life if you don't have their information, what you won't have access to, and what you won't know if you don't get the information from these great, amazing people called financial advisors. Okay, so have a wonderful, amazing, beautiful, blessed day. I hope that you learned something, and as always, toodles.